a little, but I love that quote. So, sixth question. With success comes failure, always. And some of the biggest successes you have that you've mentioned to me was the Merce Cunningham company, which that is a tremendous success. And and teaching just internationally, you've spoke about that a lot. What are some challenges that you have faced that you never thought you would get through?
Hmm. That's a good question. Um,
Thank you.
Not so many injuries. I mean, I have two, not injuries, not physical injuries, but I feel like um, mentally, like when people misunderstand you,
Hmm.
we talked this about like with the teaching, or people think that, um, you're too honest, or you're too blunt, or you're too demanding, right? Like, I think sometimes that is misunderstood. I think that's really challenging because, I just feel like, but if you listen to the overall message and you see the behavior, like it's about you being successful. So I think being misunderstood can be really challenging. Also trying to think about that, how did that look from the outside? And no one wants to be misunderstood, right? No one wants to be misunderstood. And I think the other thing was at one point I was like, what am I going to do when I was leaving Denmark? Because my father had passed away and I wanted to be back in the US, and I was a rehearsal assistant and I was getting really tired of that because it's very demanding work, rehearsal directing for the dance company. And I was kind of like, well, what am I going to do in this field that I've, what are my interests if I'm not working for somebody else? Then
Hmm.
I started choreographing, and that made me really happy because it I was using my energy in a thing that was um, prolific for me, and beneficial to my creative energy. I wasn't giving it away; I was giving it to myself. So that
So
was really life changing. So that was challenging, but that turned in to be really good. But I
yeah.
remember being so afraid, like, what am I going to do? What on earth will I do? I have no idea. What will my life look like next year?
Mhm.
It's a scary feeling, but it's
Yeah, and I really that that's so true. It's just it just, wow. That was so beautiful. Kind of like
fun.
my heart for a second. Like in awe for a second. But no, but it's so true. Nobody wants to be misunderstood. And like you said, I think that's where you and I get each other, that we're always misunderstood. And that's something that, for real, because it's just the way people have spoke about me, or I've heard people speak about you. It's like, no, like don't say that. I feel like I'm like have my guards up. I'm like, don't talk about it like that. But it's so that's it's
Oh,
more, what was I? It's when you don't know what's gonna happen, that leaves room for more things to happen. It's the beauty in not knowing that comes out of that. And that's so beautiful and inspiring, because there's probably so many people in this world thinking that right now. Like, what now? What am I gonna do? But you don't have to know now.
you can only make the best decisions you can at the time and hope that they work out. You know, that's all you can do. That's all we
That's
got.
that's all you can do is
COVID, pandemic.
pandemic up. But so last question, seventh question. What is any advice that you would give anyone wanting to be a college professor?
Uh, Take a deep breath. Giggle, giggle, giggle. Um, I think it's really rewarding. I do think it's really rewarding. I think there are a lot of administrative duties that surround being a professor that You know, when you see your professor in the studio, you get this glimpse of them,
Mhm.
of their teaching, right? But you don't see the whole day around them. And I think sometimes the whole day, there's a lot of admin
Mhm.
involved. There's a lot of follow up of emails, of meetings, of committees, of writing, of research, and it just it takes a lot of multitasking, I guess. I guess that's what I would say to anyone that was going and wanted to be a professor at being like, yes, it is rewarding, but know that there will be lots of multitasking around you. And you get to times to come down, and that's good. You get come down times, but it can be really intense.
Yeah. That should be your next quote, for teachers to remind teachers that,
Yeah.
or remind students that teachers are also humans,
Teachers are human.
Students really do.
Well, I have you as my advocate now. Now I'm paranoid that everyone's running around like, "Ooh, Daniel, he could have been crazy." And Kiki's like, "All right."
No, he's just like the male older version of me. It's just because I really know what it feels like to be misunderstood. And it's like, no, I don't want anyone else to like, no one deserves that feeling.
It is hard. It is hard, but we also have to think we're constantly in a university, we're constantly having different cultures hit
Yeah.
up against each other, right?
Yeah.
Rub up against each other. Always, every day. And that could be geographic culture, that could be language culture, that could be race, it could be religion, it could be gender. Like there's a lot of different things that are rubbing up against each other. And um, sensitivity to that is very important, but also sensitivity that everyone's experience is different.
Yeah.
It won't be the same as your experience might
Yeah, that's so true. Well,
be.
thank you so much for
My
being.
pleasure. This was a very good interview, very in-depth questions that you made, and very good.
Yes, I actually have the help of Simone Burnett that helped me with your questions. She was also the COO of Above Dance
Well,
Companies.
you are in good hands.
Yes, I love her. So yes, it really means a lot that you're going to be a part of this beautiful journey of Behind the Curtain, and I wouldn't want anyone else to start this process and series. So
Thank
thank
you.
you so much, and bye.
All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.